Arsenal on or off the pitch. Defeated Old Trafford, all that followed, of course, and then that last-ditch equaliser at home to grab a point against Southampton. They needed a lift in the Champions League too, having drawn their last two. They were at home to Panathinaikos tonight with Group E delicately poised. Team news: Sol Campbell's injury problems meant another start for Pascal Siga at the back. Pires and Ljungberg preferred on the wing to Reyes and Van Persie. Commentary at Highbury from Andy Townsend and John Champion.
On the way to being resumed.
Just a little shimmy in there as well for good measure, but emphatically struck. Goalkeeper absolutely no chance. Looking to hit it, and Pascal Sigons just instinctively has tried to put something on it. And it's flashed past Jens Lehmann.
Fabregas, Highbury, almost silent. Panathinaikos, 1.
Tonight we played against a good Panathinaikos side, and as long as you don't score the second goal, of course. And I feel tonight we physically were not as sharp as we can be, and you could see that in the 1v1s, in the way we won the ball back. It was much more difficult for us.
I mean, if you look at the goal today, of course, it's a bit of a, you know, they have a bit of a lack on the goal. I think it goes on Pascal's head into the net, but you know, it's hard to concede goals like that, especially when we concede always in the end of the games. And but of course, we're not happy with it.
We passed the ball well tonight. We created some dangerous situations, but we couldn't finish it off with a goal. And I feel they defended very well.
When PSV are now well placed in Group E, they are top with 9 points and host Arsenal in 3 weeks' time when Panathinaikos go to Rosenborg. In short, Group E still pretty much wide open. Well, back to Arsenal, Clive, and I do feel some sympathy for Pascal Siga. All the pressure, in a way, pre-match is put on him because of Sol Campbell's...
And instinctively, it just gets the faintest of touches, gives Lehmann no chance, game all square.
Now, there's much discussion about the reasons why Arsenal don't put teams away in Europe the way they often have done recently in their Premiership, and what's your take on that?
I just think that the Premiership games suit Arsenal in terms of the tempo, the number of times that the ball's turned over, possessions given away, and they can counter Arsenal the chance to build up a head of steam and really counter-attack with the speed, the pace and power that's their greatest strength.
The frustration was clear, I guess, by the end for Arsenal, and to some extent it will become, if it isn't already, a psychological issue for them, this failure to sort the group stage in Europe out at times. Conversely, you can see the contrast between Chelsea and Arsenal's position now for the next couple of months. Chelsea, Europe put to bed for 3 months. Arsenal have got to fight probably until the end of the group stage.
They're going to go to the last game, but I think they will qualify, but they're going to make hard work of it. You wonder what toll that's going to take on the whole team and the squad over the course of the season. They're going to probably have to win the last game, and then 5 days later they play Chelsea, who have had the luxury of being able to maybe change the team a number of times in the last few group stage games, going into what could be a decider for the championship at that stage. So they're in a difficult position, Arsenal, a testing time for them.
Indeed, PSV away next, as I say, then Rosenborg at home, then Chelsea at home, as you say. We shall see.
UK launch of the soccer school in Senegal.
In Africa, more children play football than go to school. Patrick Vieira is the co-founder of the Jambars Project, a charity set up to tackle that issue. Vieira and a star-studded supporting cast attended its UK launch at the Landmark Hotel in London this week.
Thank you very much for being here today. The objective of Jambars is to educate kids through the football, because football is passion and everybody loves football, and the kids, their only dream is to be a football professional.
I think it's an amazing project. When they showed us the DVD, it was just like, you know, when you see the smile on the face of the kids, it's just like, you know, there was nothing to say.
They don't talk about only football. They talk about education as well. You know, and I think in Africa we need some education as well, because football is a really big thing. But you can't be a professional if you don't have any education.
When you're in Jambars, you stay 5 years. But then after, even if you make it or you didn't make it, they still follow you for another 5 years. You know, and I know that When it's if you didn't make it as a football player, see you, and they're gonna still look after them, and that's pretty good.
The project isn't finished yet. We're still raising some money because to do the jump bars project, it will cost us around £2 million, and we need some money to finish it. Yeah.
While education is the priority, the Jambars project also hope to see some of their pupils go from this to this, making a life for themselves as a top professional player in Europe. Crisis? What crisis? Arsenal are top of the Premiership and still fighting in the Champions League. But there's no escaping the fact that they have suffered an unsettling fortnight.
None of us are ever invincible, even though we may think we are.
I think when you play 49 games unbeaten, people expect us to keep the same level every time, and people expect the expectation of the people are really high. And of course, when you lost one game and you draw the next two, people start to say, oh, Arsenal is not the same, or things like that. But you can believe me, our spirit and our desire is still the same, and the quality is still there. And we're going to go and win games again.
Who's the pizza delivery man?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who was throwing all the pizzas and the soup and the pies? And
I think it's too much story about that pizza stuff. What really concerns us is the way we lost the game. We try to understand how come we lost the game. And after that, it's a paper talk and people talk, and of course that makes us laugh, but no more than that.
Was it blown out of proportion?
I think it is, yeah.
The domination in the league, Patrick, against the performance in Europe, it's not the same. Why can't you reproduce that performance in Europe?
I think the difference is maybe the quality of the team we play against. And of course, in the Champions League, when you make a mistake, you concede a goal straight away. And that is the only difference. But I'm not worried at all. I 100% believe that we're going to qualify for the knockout.
You've got some tough games coming up, haven't you? Crystal Palace, they're
Exciting.
doing really well.
Exciting.
Are you confident of bouncing back, though?
Of course we are. We are, because we have some strong players in our team. And when it's going to be a big game, we're all going to perform, because that's the way we are. And no doubt about it, we will be there.
And for more information about Patrick Vieira's Jambars project, you can go to the website shown below. Jambars, for those who'd like to know, means noble warrior or champions. Bit of useful information for you. Lee, what do you put Arsenal's current stuttering spell down to?
Well, I've heard crisis mentioned, which is quite laughable. I think you know, they still should qualify for the Champions League. Still top of the league for the time being. I think where they have got a problem is the fact that the Campbell situation, I think, is integral to the future of the club, and I think to get him to sign up would be a big plus for the club. And at the moment he hasn't signed, and what they've got coming in his place, in my mind, isn't quite good enough.